Hit the B square.
Freeze frame?
Just all different eye lines.
Good evening and welcome back to the Just Presents Mad Mondays. This is a very, very special episode. We have the guys, our very first guests, besides yourself, Liam. Sorry for that.
Yes, I'm a guest in my own life, though, so
Yeah.
that's not really saying much.
But we have the boys from Narmate, Sam and Josh.
To be fair, boys, you were warned about
no.
Nagy's colander-like memory. It's,
Yeah.
it's kind of becoming embarrassing for him.
It's like a sieve. It's like a sieve. It just goes in and then flows immediately out. But
Yeah.
also flows that back into the brain, so it's there somewhere. But no one knows where
Sorry,
it
what's
is.
Recycling.
A
It's
sieve?
important.
Like
a
for
colander.
flour? Like
Yeah,
colander,
yeah,
like
colander.
a strainer. But
Colander.
like
But one
finer
of the
for
ones with the
flour.
really big
for when
holes.
You're baking, but pretentious.
Yeah,
Right.
but with the really big holes so that, like, serious moments get dropped out of his
I thought a
life.
sieve was for the smaller holes in the...
No,
I
that's
think
a
you might be
strainer,
right.
mate.
That's
no,
a
a strainer's for
strainer.
pasta. A sieve is for flour.
Oh.
He's got
Now,
good
what we
inheritance.
really need here is we need someone in the industry.
Yeah.
Like, we need an industry insider in the kitchenware industry who can tell us these things.
Well, he's Italian.
this is
so-
aha.
Yeah.
Of course.
I see.
I could see it, actually.
You can see it in my
It's
complexion.
that nice
can't you?
Mediterranean tan,
That
much
blonde
like I
hair and
have.
that
Yeah.
vest and-
Yeah,
I got
see a lot
that
of that in
too.
the actual Italy rugby league team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
I-
fair
I've
blonde
se-
complexion.
I've seen that rugby league team. You could probably get a call up.
Jack Johns though. Jack Johns.
Oh, he got injured. I'll take halfback.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Terry
It's-
Campese's knees can't.
They're out
take
now,
That's
aren't they?
it.
They're kicked out?
No knees, all heart, they call him. Terry Campese. Shout out to Nick Campton,
I feel
avid
like we've
listener
taken
of the
this the wrong
show.
way already. I feel like we're interrupting. Let's-
No, please. Look, as Mad Mondays, as we like to do, Liam, we've got to be celebrating something on a Mad Monday. Look,
Yes, actually, I was reminded this by our friends here from Narmade, avid, really big enthusiasts of Brazilian history. And so today we're celebrating the execution of Zumbi. Now, as these guys have informed
Good
me,
riddance,
and they've informed the listeners, Zumbi was the last leader of Brazilians Quilombo de Palmares. He was executed in 1695. It was the end of... So not so much celebrating as commemorating today. And thanks for
guy,
the
that guy?
Narmade boys for bringing that up again. I was a bit behind on my, Portuguese colonialist history. So
when I
cheers,
brought
boys.
that
Thank
up,
you.
I was thinking quite straight.
And yeah, no, it's worked a treat.
Hmm.
It's a treat. What a somber occasion.
You are welcome.
Somber occasion. Thank you, boys.
Now,
And thank
boys-
you to Zumbi.
Thank you for Zumbi, and cheers to Zumbi, everyone. Thank you for... I didn't really listen, sorry, Liam. You go off on tangents, and I just... Especially when you talk about history, I sort of go, well, it happened, all right, and I believe you. But you could honestly talk about, like, especially talking about, like, Zimbabwe or something like that, you could be like, oh, like...
Oh, they got Mugabe.
Well, you could talk
In
about,
all
like...
honesty, when you started talking about zombie, I did go to Zimbabwe. That's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah.
I heard a zoom, and I thought, well, I know that's currently happening.
Sweet
so-
Papa Roberts finally got his... He's been
Yeah, you've lost
Weinstein.
me again now.
He's been Weinstein.
Really? Is that what happened to him? Man, that story had legs that I did not hear about.
What? Yeah.
Man,
He's gone. He's
I got a
still
man on the inside.
in Zimbabwe. You've just got one there ready to go.
One man.
The-
One single man.
So what's going
in
on?
a nation of millions. Yeah.
You met him on a flight once, and then he's been your man ever since.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. It's a
One
great
hell of a
relationship.
No, full credit to whatever the hell you were just talking about, Liam. But it's always great to be like that. But first guest, mate, welcome to Mad Mondays.
Thank you very much for having us. Thank you.
No, it's but our pleasure. But but obviously after the first song, you have the first song out, the ode to Joey. No,
The ballad of Joey. Yeah.
Obviously, I've done a lot of research, so no. But I've listened to Liam and I was singing this before as you were walking in.
Which I was actually kind of hoping you guys would come to the screen door because we harmonised beautifully. It was really nice.
Liam and I both have terrible voices, so but when we sing together, we blanket each other's voices.
Yeah,
so
no,
it's like
the crowd drone.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
Sam
no.
and I do. I've just made it work.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yes, I have no musical background.
Well,
I'm
that-
just here to make
it's
noise.
funny that you say
Funny
that.
you say that. Speaking of musical backgrounds, now, when I was in year 2, I was going to primary school up in Coffs Harbour. It was a Catholic primary school. We had, maybe 70, 80 kids in the year. And we had a really big friendship group, but it started splitting into smaller groups. So about 4 or 5 people. And being in year 2, we didn't yet know what gangs were. And so as we started forming these smaller groups of 4 and 5, sometimes a 3-piece, we decided that we didn't know what a gang was. So we're like, oh yeah, we're all bands. And we'd secretly all like split into these groups of 4, and we decided that we were all bands. Now none of us could play an instrument
Nice.
at all. We didn't ever discuss or even attempt to write a song, play a song. I don't think we even listened to a song.
There wasn't a tambourine between you. Like,
But we came up with names. I was in the Barracudas.
Oh, nice.
We came up with names. We each made posters, and so I guess what I'm saying, like
Posters
that's is
for
that
what, for yourself or for gigs?
yeah, no,
or
for ourselves.
just
Oh, right.
a poster
Just
to
pictures
represent
of
you.
us.
Just to remember who you
Right.
were.
And since that age, so what was I, 10 years old? That's how I've assumed bands are formed.
yeah.
Is that true? Can you confirm or deny
Well,
that?
our band did start with about 50 people, and we did break off into the Narmate.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it happened.
Is that,
50
is
people.
that how
we
you
did have a poster before we had a song.
Did you tell?
Ah,
That
see,
is how you do it.
I believe that's called success.
Did you start with like a whole lot of people, and then they're like, "Can I join your band?" You go, "Nah, mate."
No.
But you're also spruiking the later brand, which is a great idea. Yeah.
Well, that's it. You got it in the zeitgeist early.
Yeah. yeah.
Right in the
The
zone.
lexicon.
Did you have any? Because I really like Narmad as a name because it's very.
It's fucking brilliant.
It's very
I love
it's
it.
very newy, you know, and like you go to like places in Sydney, like and you start talking, you know, newy sort of vernacular.
Places in Sydney.
Sydney,
Sorry, where?
South Newcastle.
it's but like you say,
Near
think of-
Wollongong?
yeah, it's somewhere down there.
It's like it's the northern suburb of Wollongong.
Ah, no,
I wouldn't recommend it.
sorry.
And like I
I
remember,
hate the gays, apparently.
yeah,
Someone has to.
they
Know
are.
what that means.
It's all about balance, really. It's all about balance.
I know, you need your for, you need your against.
You need the good and the bad.
Yeah.
That's democracy in action.
What would Star Wars be without,
The
polar
light and the
opposite?
dark.
Yeah,
Well, that's
yeah.
like- yeah,
I know,
yeah.
There's all us guys sitting in the middle, getting along. Not a film.
You lost
Nah.
me again, sorry.
No
It's
Star
like
Wars.
watching Question Time in Parliament.
Didn't know so no Star Wars over here.
No, 100%.
Oh,
No,
thank
I
Christ for
wanted Sam
that.
to stop,
He doesn't
really.
listen.
Because
He
we're not
doesn't listen.
we're not far into this, and I thought like no Star Wars. I was like, we can just go. Elliot, you want to call this now?
Yeah.
Like,
We'll just move the cameras around. And
Yeah.
just- you can still be in the conversation. We'll just
So I'm
cut
still
around.
here, but there's just no shot on me.
yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
which is fine. This is fine. But
Why do I
like,
keep looking disdainfully at that corner?
then we just turn your mic off subtly. I was going. But it's but like I used to like obviously having no musical talent either. Like and not for like I wanted one, but I'm just too damn lazy to ever like to build one. like of
See,
like
for us, it's the laziness.
it's yeah.
We could be prodigiously talented, but it's the laziness, you see.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I also
Also, the prodigious lack of talent.
the lack of talent also
Yeah.
carries across
Yeah.
there. But that didn't stop me from trying to come up with names of bands. Like, because this is my dream. It's like, yeah, you name a band. And you actually do something with that rather than just talk about it. So it's like, and like, I think that my favorite one, which is a lot of people would be like, oh, he's not going to talk about this again. Yes, I am.
God
was
damn it.
I wanted to name it Left Hand Lane. I thought that was fantastic.
Oh, that's good.
Which is also very much me because I'm very much conservative and sort of like just not politically, but like just like no, I'm not, especially driving. Just stay very slowly and very scared of every other car. Like sort of
I'm
stay-
imagining you're going to be like Keen or something
Yeah.
like that. Just like a rock band without an electric guitar or something.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like
yeah.
Wouldn't that be a great porn star name for an amputee? If you'd had your right hand
Keen.
clopped up. No, left hand lane.
But geez, you'd have to be keen, wouldn't you?
You're
Imagine if
entering-
you had your right hand lopped off in a farming accident. You're a young
Yeah.
woman
Why a
trying to make it
farming
in the
accident?
city.
All right, because you're moving to the
just for
city.
the
I got you.
narrative,
Yeah, I
yeah.
got you for the narrative. Yep.
It moves to the city. You've only got the left hand. Yeah, we're going to see old left hand lane.
Left Hand Lane. Oh,
Left Hand Lane sounds like a Beatles song to me. Like it sounds like
Yeah.
it's about a
Yeah.
woman named
Left
Lane.
hand lane.
Yeah, and it's really kind of like it's one of the kind of more bouncy kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
maybe Ringo wrote it. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
this is about Left Hand Lane. Yeah.
Or it's just some girl Paul McCartney met just in the car ride over or
he
something like
just-
that.
Or he
Just
thought
like-
he met.
just- Yeah,
Maybe you misheard her name.
that's
yeah.
the verse. I think you just quoted the verse.
Yeah, right.
well, maybe that could have been like very much Penny Lane, like Left Hand Lane.
You know what?
Oh, that's
She's in
probably
my
100%.
head.
That's probably why.
That's probably what happened there.
That's probably what happened in my
Yeah.
brain just before.
Yeah.
Yeah, Left Hand Lane, Penny Lane.
Penny
We're
Lane.
really rubbing off on you. This is
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah.
Well, that's what we got into this room for.
No, I'm very happy to be
You
here.
guys to rub off on Josh.
Did
No.
you have any? Did you have any like before you came out with Narmate? Did you have any like band names that were like?
Oh,
that
we
doesn't-
had an original.
We
name.
had a band name.
Please share.
Ooh.
Well, we were Rissol.
Oh, what a
Until-
Well,
delightful meal.
I kind of pushed for the idea of spelling it RISSOUL, as in soul.
Oh,
but
two-
that didn't work
two
out.
meanings.
At that point, it was. I realized we
Yeah.
needed a new name.
I like the idea. I like the idea of Rissol as in like the RSL club.
Yeah.
Like, which was
Yeah, we
where
could have been RSL. That's
Yeah.
like Rissol.
Yeah,
That could be
Rissol.
short for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But no, we had just we had a New Year's one time where my brother, who can be a bit of a loose unit when he's on the drink, just started spreading this rumor that one of my old high school friends used to suck lizards. Just
Sorry, you used to do what to suck them
suck lizards.
for sexual gratification, for nutrition. Why was he
Well,
sucking
it just
lizards?
started the seed as he used to suck lizards,
Yeah.
and then enough people knew this guy and kind of went, yeah, I could. Yeah, he probably sucks lizards.
He's
yeah.
brought it upon himself.
Yeah.
Realistically, at the end of the day, it's his own fucking
I
fault.
think the first story he told me, he came up to me at a party and told me that someone else that was at the party told me this story about them, about how they were at cricket one day and he had some buttered bread in his pocket. And then after the cricket game, like, he was carrying around his pocket the whole time. Then after the cricket game, they went to the pub and he went to the bar and asked them to put his buttered bread in the toaster or in the microwave, please, and then ate the buttered bread in front of everyone. It's a story that he was walking around the party at News just telling everyone the story.
And everyone just buys it.
Did you know that
Because
because he was so convincing?
Yeah,
You know that-
we are stuck
you know
here in
that such and such-
2017. He's living in 2517. That man is light years ahead of us.
But I tell you what,
That's brilliant.
It's those really shitty
I love
rumors.
bread and butter.
The sucking lizards, and it's not even licking toads. It's like sucking lizards and the buttered bread in the pocket that people hear, and they believe immediately that it's true.
Well, it's just association. You put like a horrible word with someone's face. You know, I can see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah, I
Have
know
you ever-
that. I've had that on my hand once, and
Yeah.
here's that feeling.
Have you ever? Has anyone had any like really bad rumors about themselves that they've heard back?
I would say yes, but they weren't rumours. It was all true. He's missing half of his brain. Yeah,
I had
whatever.
one. I had one that really stuck, and there would be so many people that still believe this because it's like that. You look like the guy that can't do it. Is that Nagy can't ride a bike? You just can't do it. The amount of
But
times,
it doesn't it fit?
I tell you
Doesn't
what,
it fit?
even now you're still like you're like probably can't.
I,
Like,
I can
like-
see that. I can see that. The chair's difficult.
yeah, but it's like oh, it doesn't look very stable. Like but I
It's all about the weight distribution.
Yeah.
Th- it-
Oh, I
it's
can't
weird.
actually ride a bike.
Yeah,
I just
Sam
want to
can't
drop
ride
the
a bike.
bombshell.
There we
I
go.
can't. So between me and him,
Hey,
who would
But see,
pick
you
to be
pull
able
it
to ride
off.
a
You
bike?
pull it off.
Yeah, well,
Even though you may
Yeah,
not
I
be able
think-
to
I
ride a
think-
bike.
I think
See, I
you
tried
could.
to ride that conversation out, but then I looked at Josh and he's like,
I was
gonna
waiting.
burn me,
I was
aren't
waiting for that tiny bit of silence to go. Well, you know what? There's video proof out there if this guy cannot ride a bike.
So you rode the conversation out as well as you
Yeah.
would ride the bike out.
yeah, exactly. And I crashed and landed, and here we are.
But see, you're pulling it off.
Yeah.
Like
But
if I
yeah.
were to look at you on the street, I didn't
Oh,
know
it's
you,
all
I'd
this,
say,
isn't it?
that man knows his way around two pedals and two wheels. What the hell?
all this.
Yeah.
That's a bike. And this is a bus, right?
But it's like that
Low,
it's that sort of thing of
low.
like, yeah, you look at them like, you know, that's sort of endearing that it's like, oh, I can't, and I'm going to admit it. But for me, I'm like, no, I can do it.
Yeah, that'd eat it, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that.
amount of
That just makes me not believe it more. I'm like, this guy's really fucking angry about it. His parents didn't teach him, didn't give him training wheels, it made it more difficult for him. Oh, I can see this trouble, mate.
No, we
They
take
just
away
spent
wheels.
years trying to explain why Rex Hunt hates prostitutes.
Yeah, I
He
was-
never got to the bikes.
Oh, Rex Hunt. Shit, I didn't think about Rex
I
Hunt.
forgot about Rex.
So, like, do you remember that time that guy tried to do a Rex Hunt and kiss a fish, sucked it into his throat,
No.
and like choked, and they had to like cut open his throat, and he sued Rex Hunt because Rex Hunt used to kiss
That was
fish.
your mate that sucked lizards. That's who it was. Just any scaled creature
Yeah.
just jams it down its throat. What's wrong with that
The
guy?
thing about sucking fish and lizards is you can't go against the grain.
Yeah, no.
Ah,
Yeah, that's the
because the
only-
scales are
Yeah, exactly.
shabby.
Yeah, double.
Ah.
Well, that's probably why you should, like, if you're going to kiss a fish, turn it over. Like,
Well, kiss
it
his
on its-
tail.
because hey, it's safety first.
So at least it can swim up. Is
Because
that the
we-
idea?
Yeah,
Where's
like,
the
well-
fish's anus?
Because I guess in
right near the
Is that on the
stomach.
belly?
Yeah, like,
Okay.
Like,
I don't know enough about fish.
the
No.
advantages
They have
of
belly buttons?
I remember having goldfish and then having like turds hanging
The
out of them.
strings. Yeah.
the strings.
Actually, my girlfriend, her dad has a fish tank, and we were living there for a wee bit when we were back in Canada. And it was one of her daily absolute joys was to compare the fish and see which had the longest shit string. And it was amazing. Like we'd wake up every morning, we're like, "Oh, which one's going? Who's got the longest? Little boy down the corner, little black eyes down in the corner, or we're talking big Goldie up top?" It was always the
Goldfish.
little ones.
He's like, shake it off, mate. Just
Yeah, I know, right? You'd think it's part of the swimming motion,
Oh, it's
but
probably part of their day. They're just like, let's see how long I can get this. Probably enjoying as much as everyone
like a
commentating
spit, like
at
a
home.
spit string. It's like a 5-year-old just trying to see
Yeah.
how long it goes.
Yeah, why not? Like, what else are they going to be
I
doing?
mean, hey, you got to have something to aspire to.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Well, I'm
Yeah.
going to do my laundry later, but not throw this shit string any longer. It doesn't really make any sense. They got nothing else to do.
Shit string is a good band name. Just gonna
Yeah.
shit
Oh
string.
my
Throw it out
god,
there.
that's a
What was
brilliant band name.
What's the production video name we had the other day?
Oh, flatpack video.
Yeah, that's not
Oh,
Flat pack,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, you put it together yourself.
It's
That's
very
so sweet that you can each, acknowledge when the other has had a raging success
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Flat Pack Productions. That's
Exactly.
really nice.
Exactly. Did you see that video I half put together? The guy really brought it home.
They go. By the way, you got some shit hanging out of your ass. Like, you go,
It's
I'm
a bit like a string, really.
it's like a string of shit.
You been underwater recently?
But like talking like especially about what we're talking about just before,
Sorry, what was that?
seamless.
Yeah, that's,
But like things of other things, no, things that I definitely haven't prepared previously. Yeah, it's like sorry,
Transition.
transition segue. But
Stowaway.
Liam and I was at the pub last night at the Commonwealth Hotel, and great pub.
Wonderful venue, by the way.
Oh,
Great
nice
venue,
place,
really good
yeah.
place.
I really enjoy that place.
Mm.
Almost too much.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, your sponsor called me.
but I got
You're enjoying it way too much, mate.
I got stuck in the how are you good paradox with someone.
Oh, the how are you good paradox.
which is painfully.
Josh, you don't know of the how are you good
little
paradox.
Bit, I'm a little bit
Oh,
confused. I was going to write it out. And
I
see if
know,
it
but you
explained
guys
itself.
tell him.
It's illustrated only in like, Liam, how are you?
well, thank you, Nagy. How are you?
Oh, good, thanks yourself. Like
And then you get into that endless circle, the loop, the
the thing, and you're stuck in. But at this point, you've just seen the person. You're staring them clean in the eyes, and and they're just responding to you politely. But then also you feel like it. And the only way you can finish is to sort of like taper off with a good.
Well, that's it. See, now for me, I don't know about you guys, but I live a terrible life, and so for me, it's at the point where we get stuck in the paradox that I reveal my true self. Like, hey, how are you, mate? Yeah, I'm good. How are you? Yeah, I'm good. How about yourself? Actually, I'm really shit. I lied to you the first time. I'm sorry.
But once you've said
Folded
that,
up.
They
Questioning.
cracked through my hardened veneer.
once you said that once, like I'm good, and then it's like, and then the worst part, you come full circle, and then like you're talking to me, and they go, "So how you been?" And
I think the only thing worse is the how you going? How you going?
hey, yeah,
What?
Yeah.
even
How
though.
you going? There you go.
Yeah. Even like the hi Josh, and you go, "Good, thanks yourself." Shit, like you're like, I've just crossed that bridge, and there's no going
no way
back.
back.
There's absolutely no.
No
it's,
way back.
it's just it's social shortfalls that you can never ever recover from.
It's like coming on our podcast. Funnily enough,
Well, it's like
I'll never come back from it.
the similar thing is like
We're
when
not leaving here? You got to kill
No,
us
you're
and-
good now.
Yeah.
The door's locked from the outside. Sorry, boys.
the only sort of similar thing is when you run into someone at the shopping center that's just enough of a friend that it's a stop and chat, and then when you have the stop and chat at the shops, because obviously everyone's sober at the shops. Sorry, Liam. Usually, Like,
Everyone.
yeah. So, and
Now, what shops do you go to, man?
yeah, but it's like so you're pushing the
Not
trolley around.
Mayfield, that's for sure.
You're in your own mind because you're like, should I have pasta tomorrow, or should I'm doing this, and then you run into someone, and you have that like, and you get everything out that you ever want to say to that person because it's just at that stop and chat phase. So it's not like it's not like if I ran into you and I was like, Liam, you look like shit, like like get all like that.
He runs into me a lot.
Yeah, it's like like what's wrong with you? Are you unwell? But like if it's like someone that you sort of like respectful is like, oh, so how you been? How's the kids? Well, great. And then you leave, but because you're both still shopping, you run
The
into
next
each other
aisle.
again.
The next
No,
aisle.
you just leave.
Oh, so
whatever
you-
you've
Not
got,
eating this
whatever
week.
you've got,
We're
that's
done.
all you need.
That's
just
you for the
leave.
week.
You just bail because fuck that. I mean, you can try a tactic where you skip a couple of aisles, like I'll just beat them and then I'll double back kind of thing. But no, it's just not worth the risk.
And that thing, because then you start just doing this to each other, going, hi, like that, and then someone on the third meeting, you start throwing like, you follow me? Like, and it's like this, like you've committed a crime and you're avoiding this person. And this went from like, I know this person well enough to stop and chat, and now it's like, I don't ever want to see them again. Like, I want to cut them out of my life.
I don't like
entirely.
anyone watching me shop.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all.
That's
I
the
mean-
other. That's the other thing. Like I've run into a friend recently, and like I bought like the wholesome groceries that you would for like
It was $20 of shapes.
because like you walk. Yeah, well, this is the problem, Liam.
Originally, yeah. I was gonna say.
That you walk into the shops and you have this very like fruit and veg sort of like in front of you, and you get all the fruit and veg out, but it gets buried, right? Like,
No, you save it till last.
well, no, I don't have. I don't know. That's when I'm doing my planning because you're like, this is the raw products. But then you start like showing in the aisles. You're like, I might need to get some Omo from this. And like you're like, but aren't it shapes? Like then it's like you're like.
Always on sale.
Yeah,
too.
they are.
I
like,
love that.
And you're like $2 bargain, and then
Yeah.
you're like, there's a new Pringles flavor. So you start like,
Well, can we pop
piling-
into Woolies on the way home, Nate?
We will be
Cheers,
doing that.
thank you. Yeah,
But it's
okay.
like you start plying these things on top of top, and then then when you run into someone and they're having this like stop and chat, and it's like, oh, the kids are well, I'm doing well, and then they just do the glance over, and you're like, I've got chicken under there.
Yeah.
I've got chicken and broccoli, and I'm gonna be doing
Under
some.
this layer, do a
Under-
core sample of my trolley, and 90% of it will be okay.
So that's why I hate Mayfield Woolies, because it's got a BWS attached.
Oh, yeah.
So I come out with my, my, what do you call that thing? You put the food in when you're walking
Basket.
around?
Yeah, trolley.
yeah.
The trolley or the bus?
Oh, I don't
No.
do trolleys.
No one gets a trolley anymore. I think you only get a
You don't
trolley when
do
you
the
get
trolley?
kids.
Well, it's
Really?
a
I did a
legal
trolley.
thing.
You
It's
did
a
the trolley?
Especially at Coles, you got the smaller trolley.
Yeah,
you get
you-
the option of the small trolley. It's like 2
Oh,
baskets.
I don't trust that thing. That's
No.
like an old person.
What's it
thing.
going to do to you?
No, that's meant to keep you upright, man. Just use your back.
There's been some times that I've got
I
You
the
can't ride a
see.
basket, mate. You can't ride a basket.
Oh,
What was that?
except the ones at Woolies now. They have
Nah,
wheeled baskets.
Nah,
I've got
basket. Nah.
But that's it. That's for an indecisive person. Make up your mind. Pick it, basket or trolley.
I've
That's
done
it.
the
I
basket.
agree with you. I agree.
basket.
The basket warrior of like it's a big shop, but I'm just gonna go basket because I can't manage a trolley. like
The
I'm not,
baskets for people that don't have their lives together.
yeah.
Remember when you were a kid?
was-
It was a responsibility. You got to push the trolley when you were
Yeah.
with your parents.
Yeah, yeah, it's a huge thing. And then I ran. One time I ran that up my.
I can't wait.
Sorry.
Sorry, keep going.
Get this
Never
going.
got the trolley authority.
My mother's like heel, like she was wearing like sandals and like I was like over pushed and then it went like and she like it was like even though she's my mother and she loves me to death, she
God
like
bless.
looked-
She's a wonderful lady,
She-
Morty.
yeah,
I've
Wonderful
heard,
lady.
I've heard great things. Yeah.
and I know she's gonna watch this too, but she looked back at me like this thing of like I'm gonna kill you. She was like because it was like that immense sort of pain. That,
a
like,
bit of a jump too.
yeah, God forbid they hit someone's toe with a trolley. It's like you've been run over.
Well, he's left out the best part of the story. Ever since the incident, we don't talk about. He's not allowed things with wheels.
Right.
You know, cars, motorbicycles, bicycles, trolleys.
I hovercraft to work.
Yeah, even that's it's a contentious point.
Yeah.
It's a contentious point.
Look, we're going to quick pause here. We're going to be right back for the second half. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back to the second half of the Joust. We got the Narmate boys. Thank you so much for joining us again for
Thank
the
you very
second
much.
half. And
No
also
worries.
sticking around and not leaving because you've been experienced a half of the show. And that's... and I tell you what, it's a pleasure for Liam
Well,
and
we
I.
tend to find usually about 25 minutes is the most people can put up with this. So, thank you.
Do you have a way of like when you put the podcast online? Do you have a way of monitoring that? Like who bails? Like
Who bails? No, well, you can do it on YouTube, I believe. But but we have the trust that people will just keep listening.
It's a misplaced
hold on
trust.
to that. Hold on to that.
Some
yeah.
things you don't need to know.
A lot of little boys trusted priests, and that didn't work out. So I don't know why
Jesus
we're trusting people.
My good friend Dave Tynan
I don't
said,
trust anyone.
said he liked listening to the podcast because it's like hanging out with Liam and I, but you can leave at any time. and fade to black very
Except for
quickly.
Sounder, we can't leave at any time.
No, that's
Exactly. No, yeah.
No.
Like I said, locks are on the outside, boys. So
Mm.
just remember that. Also, thank you to all our listeners for not leaving. Please
Not
don't
leaving.
leave.
No, stay with us. But because like obviously the Ballad of Joe Johns like exploded. Like, were you ready for this? But by the way, like when it
I
like
wanted more.
you wanted more. Like, yeah.
Nice. I like the
Well, the
ambition.
a year ago when I first wrote the song and I put it on Facebook as a solo song, it's just me and a guitar. It exploded and got 25,000 views and got a Herald article and all this other stuff. So then I thought I'll put a band to it. That makes it bigger and better, obviously.
Yeah.
And I thought we'll make a better video for it. It'll get bigger, and it didn't get bigger. it didn't beat the record I previously set. But
Yeah.
you know we've got.
Yeah, no, I gave you that Herald article and you spat on it.
bloody chip paper that paper.
I'm more amazed. So, look, as rare as it is to have a YouTube sensation, you've hit on a 1 in a million. You hit on 1 in 2 million. How the hell did you get King Street with no traffic?
Yeah,
for
that's
the video.
It was very early in
Yeah,
the
it was
morning.
way too early.
But the sun was up. I don't get up in the morning, so I don't know this. Like, I just kind of assume that when I go to sleep, the sun's down, and then when I'm up, it's up there. So
Yeah.
I
Oh,
assumed
it
it
was
was like the
instantaneous.
middle of the day.
Yeah, we got there, it was dark.
It was in
and
the
then just went-
morning?
Mm.
And then
Yeah,
it
it
just
was
turned
quite early in the
on.
morning, and it
Like a
was
big
very, very
light.
cold. My nipples were quite sore afterwards.
Oh, I noticed.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
shirt keeps rubbing.
I had her After Effects his nipples out of the shot.
Just blur them.
Really difficult.
Smudge.
And we wish that you hadn't.
Yeah. It's like nipple chafe is something we've covered probably like
Oh,
in
at
depth.
length, boy.
In depth, unfortunately.
We
knew
really
where we
need to
were
get our
coming.
nipples looked at. It's a lot of we're genuinely concerned.
Yeah. Well,
I should be face
They're
on now. A
lighter
bit
than our
self-conscious
skin.
now.
They're not meant to be. They're meant to be darker than your skin. Ours are several shades lighter.
Lighter.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Worrying.
I once said to a group that I was like, I think I have like the small. I was like, I have very small nipples. I think I have the smallest
He
nipples
does.
in the room, and I got beaten by 2 people. Like, and I was
Friends
like,
for life.
yeah. I was like, that's how you become like mates. Is that you realize that you're showing your nipples to like strangers, and you think you go, yeah, well, I didn't think I knew you before, but now I really do. But it's
So what did you do? Did you just like, press up against each other's nipples?
No, you just got to put them next to each other.
yeah. It was
As
like,
in, like, what? How do you do that?
Well, no. See, Nagy's got these specialised
Well, I've never done it
calipers.
before.
He's got they're custom made,
yeah.
and he just kind of adjusts. It's like the thing you put on your foot when you try a shoe on. It's like that, but for nipples.
Just squeezes in and in
Yeah.
and in, and then the nipple just gets like.
And some guy that's like 45 with a weird smile is kind of going, yeah, that looks like.
Oh
a
no,
bit-
he hasn't
that
been
looks like a-
45 for 20 years.
He's very friendly. I think it was.
He's the local butcher.
And I think it might have been a Santa at a shopping centre as well.
Anything with kids, I'm just
Yeah, nice
anything
big
with
man, I
kids.
think.
They were very keen to have us to have the nipple test along. They were almost way for it. Like, and I was
How
like,
big
oh,
are your nipples, mate?
It's not so much the size that worries me; it's the hair. I'm not a hairy man. I don't have a lot of hair on my chest,
But that's where the hair
I have
is.
a perfect ring of hair around each nipple.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
girt by hair.
You pull it out?
Yeah,
Your nipples are girt.
You have to.
It's good
You
to
have
throw
to
out the word
because you got to. They are girt by hair,
yeah. It's like there's been
and let us all rejoice about it.
there's been a lot of like push for a changing of the national anthem, and because we're girt by sea.
Has
Fuck, that was a seamless segue. I almost got the bends how quickly you changed conversation. That was
Our
fantastic.
land is girt by nipple hair.
Anyway,
It's like-
speaking of the national anthem, man,
But if we're all girt by nipple hair, I think like when men and women amongst us will be like, yep, unfortunately, that's where the hair decides to
It's
grow.
the scourge of modern society.
And like,
Don't you boys agree?
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Ever since Keating got voted out,
yeah, the country's gone. The country's
gone to hell.
The country's
Gone
gone to
to hell.
shit. Yeah.
As soon as Howard got in, everyone's nipple hair just started just going nuts
Back in my day, nipple hair used to grow in one place
on your back.
on your back. And that was all you had. But now,
But you were happy with it.
But you were
it was
happy.
all we had, and we loved it.
But now we're letting these hairy immigrants around. And hair's growing all over the place. Yeah. Well, it's going up around the neck. Oh,
It's funny. That's not actually a beard Nagy's got. It's a face wig.
it's my
Really?
it's my neck hair. That's just
That's his nipple hair, but on
it
his
goes
chin.
all the way up. Yeah.
Yeah, the old comb round. Yeah.
the comb
If
under.
you massage your nipples enough, it pushes the hair right up high.
right up under
And then you
the
shave from the bottom
yeah.
and hope gravity fails.
Yeah. Newton was a hack, man. Newton
Yeah.
was a hack.
He knew nothing,
No.
and he was hairless.
Got hit in the head with an apple. What an
Yeah,
idiot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I always thought that, like, oh, yeah, he got hit in the head with the apple. I'm like, that's the guy you trust? That's the guy you're backing in to deal with physics? The guy that sat under an apple tree and got hit.
Just
and
some
wondered why?
random victim of fruit, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, he's the greatest scientist of all time." Yeah, good one.
Yeah.
But-
Thanks, Isaac.
Zach, if that is your real name, you hairy son of a bitch. But like it's
He died drinking mercury.
well obviously
He's
that
an
he was-
alchemist.
That's the man who got hit with fruit. The guy that died drinking mercury. Like, oh, I wonder if this is poisonous.
Are the two related or no?
yeah. The
What's
greatest.
your strangest fruit you've been hit in the head with?
I swallowed a 2.
Mine was named Brent.
Brutal.
We can cut that out in post, can't we?
We'll cut the
cut
whole
that
thing out in
Make
post.
it louder.
Everyone go to midlife and in. And natural cut point.
What were you saying, sorry, Nagy?
I think I was mentioning something along the lines of.
Us. It was about us.
Well, now we're on circumcision. We moved on again. What's the natural cut point?
The natural
Where do
cut
you cut
point.
it off?
Yeah. What's that about the
You don't.
wonky-eyed circumcisionist?
Mate.
You got the sack.
Oh,
You
brilliant.
ever done that? You guys ever practiced the bung eye? Just
Please share.
Yeah,
I'm
drop
sorry.
the-
So it's
No.
like,
you're like, if you're in a conversation and you want to get out of it, just drop the bung eye halfway
you start
through.
doing a bit of this, and you start, but you keep the other eye right on focus. Like you're just talking right at them, and you're just like, mate, I love what you're saying.
Yeah. You don't even have to, just full conversation, just drop it in and they'll go there. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it's a natural exit point.
Yeah, right. The
It's-
bung eye.
The bung eye.
It's unfortunate for like with people.
This is groundbreaking.
With people that have the constant bung eye, right? which is
They never get in any conversations. There's like naturally no conversation.
well, if they'll start two across the room, and then they don't know which one they're committing to because they have these two groups of three people going, "Oh, this guy's really interesting," but it's like this
This
guy's
guy's
also
the bung eye.
It's like, oh, he's giving me his entire focus, but only with the one.
Yeah.
But it's terrible when you're looking at, and then it's like you're like, I don't know which one to focus on. I don't like which one, and then they might swap it, and you're like, whoa, Jesus, my whole world's been turned on.
Wonky-eyed folk are swapping the eyes.
Well, I
Like,
was going to say, like, you
like-
guys seem experienced with the bung eye. We're still new to it. We swap it around. We didn't even know it had a name, the bung eye.
Well, no,
but
no.
so you stick with the one eye?
Oh, well, I can't do the other. I used to be able
yeah, I
to
can't
do
do
it.
it.
okay.
I can't do the other eye. I can
Feeling
only do
in
the
my
left.
arm.
But
Only the left. Only in the left.
Tim Raytano is a big fan of.
Timmy Ray, our Maltese correspondent.
Maltese correspondent. He's got a lot of connections in Malta, but like after about 6 beers, so he drinks bourbon because he's a bastard. Like terrible in the shower. But then that eye would just start to sink and like wander off. Like, and then that's when and he always gets kicked out of places. But he's also 5 foot tall, so it's also like the security guy's like, "Come on, time to go, mate." He's like, "Oh."
That's like his body naturally getting him out of conversation. That's amazing.
They're like,
But that's it. That's the ultimate leaving of the conversation. You're not just leaving the conversation. You are forcibly removed from the venue. I can't talk. Sorry, I'm being removed from the venue. Cops are on. I've just got to get in the back of this paddy wagon, guys. I can't talk now.
But yeah.
Look, I'll
face
talk
that
to you.
midget's going to sleep.
I'll talk to you in 25 to life. It's a perfect way to get out of a conversation.
It's the bung eye. I can't do it. Sorry, it's not me though. But like back to you guys, just very quickly. Obviously,
You can take as much time as you want talking about us.
we have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
But the Bella Johns, blew up like on social media, and it like
And as it should, rightfully so.
as it should.
It's
Like
about bloody goddamn time.
Well, I think we
someone
only had to
sits
beat
down
the-
and starts writing an album about shit people actually care about.
yeah, like footy.
Yeah.
Like, especially in this town, because obviously Newcastle is just like engulfed in it. Like we have the least successful like team in rugby league history. Like at
That
the
can't
moment.
be true.
Well, I think it's an NRL history.
Pretty close.
It was only it's up there.
Yeah.
Would
close.
make the top 10 list, but we still love it to bits.
Don't we
think,
love
I think
it
we're
to bits,
appreciative.
boys?
You know, we had a guy that we worked with that was from Queensland, and he was amazed that we were going to the screening that you guys put on.
Yeah.
He's like amazed that all these people would go to this thing to relive a success from 20 years ago.
We knew
And I
what
was-
happened.
And I was
We
saying
knew
to
the
him, and he's
result.
like, that's what he was saying. He was saying, but you guys know the result. You know what's happening. I'm like, mate, we had a great thing,
Yeah.
and we appreciate it. We're going to hold on to it, and we're just going to...
I have
but the
found
97
that-
grand finals like a really good movie.
I also have
There's so
found
many
that
good parts in that
Queenslanders have
movie.
trouble with just general concepts.
Mm.
Like just anything.
Anything,
Yeah.
how, like why it rains,
You know.
anything like that. Like, they're like, oh,
You got to figure out which head you're talking to.
like, and they got both eyes going at each head. Like,
Just the constant bung eye.
yeah, and that's just them trying to live.
They call it the Brisbane bung eye. That's what they call
Brisbane
it.
Bungo, yeah.
But it's
The old
but
half blink.
But recognizing how important that like 97 was to like the whole town, and it really did like mean like a stupid amount to like and people that are
I think it meant a perfectly reasonable amount to us, actually.
Agreed, but
Thank you.
but even people that were only very very young, like we're all of us sitting here
I was 8. How many years below us are you guys?
I was 4 when
Below-
that happened.
below us.
So you're 4 years
7.
below. Isn't
I
that
was
funny
7.
though? So
Below us.
Nagy and I are
Also-
28,
yeah,
and yet we still talk. I finished school 10 years ago, and yet I still talk in terms of
Years
you
below
guys
us.
are X years below me
Well,
from
I'm 28
school.
as well, so I'm with you.
Oh, you're in the same
He's
year.
the young
yeah.
one.
The little boy.
Look at that.
But do you remember what it was like when you're in year 7, you're the young one, then you hit year 8, and you look at the year 7s that have just got to school, and you're like,
children.
look at these guys. These fucking, they're tiny.
I bet he doesn't.
They're
even
hot. I might become a butcher.
He doesn't even. He doesn't even have hair around his nipples.
That's
Like-
it. That's it.
Wasn't that weird when you first started getting pubes?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
you know
that
the
where
funny
we're
thing?
going to go, Sam? Is that what you want to take this?
Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go down the pube hole.
I first discovered mine in Bulladila.
Just like on the ground.
I was in Bulladila too.
Yeah.
But it was just like I hadn't noticed, and then there was a bunch
Did you go
down there. I was
looking
like,
for
what
them,
the hell?
Yeah.
I had to go looking for them.
Yeah,
Did you
right.
blame Bulladila?
I can't say what I was doing in Bulladila.
It might have been the PFAS that was in the water that
It was
they-
legal at the time.
that they were
Topical,
falling out from your nipples. You're like, oh, my nipples are in the sink. but that game especially, like 97 versus Manly, they were the ones to beat, and we beat them, and it was like the story that really etched Newcastle into the rugby league, like
The
history-
zeitgeist.
The zeitgeist, yeah, very good.
And even if we'd lost, I mean, hey, at least we don't play for Manly.
No, we just
At least,
talk about it.
which is a great thing because
Which now you know we don't play for anyone, actually.
but
But if you did, you wouldn't play for Man.
wouldn't play for Manly, wouldn't
No,
touch
because they
us.
wouldn't
Maybe the
have us.
Central
They
Coast.
would not have us in a heartbeat.
But you guys, after the Bell of Joey Johns, you've got a new song out, which is very exciting. Which is, funnily enough, Liam, called "At Least You Don't Play for Manly." Do you
Fuck
want
off, really?
Yeah.
look at
Oh,
that.
wouldn't you know it?
They've been
Just,
skirting around
you're,
the
just,
Wow.
you're just right in the zeitgeist.
I'm so in the zeitgeist. We've got a real zeitgeist going on between us all,
We do.
actually. It's amazing. It's quite something.
Yeah.
Can you give us a little bit of a background about the "At Least You Don't Play for Manly"?
Well, after the Joey song kind of did its thing on Facebook and got a bit of attention, Sam and I were looking at each other kind of thinking, Well, maybe if we wrote more League songs, it'd get this same kind of reaction. Maybe there is an audience out there that no one else has tapped into except Mick Meredith, which, fuck him. We can do better.
Yeah.
We can one up the guy,
Yeah.
We can end up on the footy show.
Little interjection here for a
What's Mick
second.
Meredith up to these
Yeah,
days?
that's the thing.
Fuck all, basically. They call him Minicella. That's his
Yeah,
hit.
that's the thing. I saw him play not that long ago. I don't mean to have a dig if you're watching. You just like really like the joust. I'm sorry if you do.
would he?
But I remember seeing him. He was still playing. They call him in a cello.
Oh,
and
I
I'm just like, they don't anymore. It's
No, they
done.
don't.
You've gone
It's
past
done.
the
Thank you
He's
for
retired.
reminding me of Mick Meredith. That is
No,
brilliant.
I'm sorry to do that to you.
Oh.
We were going to have him on next week, but I'm sorry, Nick, it's not happening anymore. Like,
I'm glad we beat him to the punch.
Sorry, I've got his people on the phone right now. I can't repeat to you what they're saying.
Mate,
But
you don't have a phone, don't lie.
no, I don't.
The phone's ringing.
and he's just going, they call me what? Sorry? And she's like, you're not singing that same shit again, are you? But like,
Grow
so,
up, Mick. It was 15 years ago.
but like, you had this, like, obviously given this like opportunity to with the hardest thing, it was like the second season syndrome. But now you have the second song syndrome. Was
We
that,
have other syndromes.
It wasn't-
with different names.
Liam has many syndromes that is undiagnosed, but we're working towards it.
We're
But,
getting
like,
there.
I think a big part of it was that I wrote the first song on my own kind of thing.
Yeah.
I brought a band to it, and that was its own thing. And then Sam and I kind of thought maybe we should do something here. And then Sam penned the lyrics for the next couple of songs. Pretty much the rest of the songs were all pretty much penned by Sam in terms of lyrics.
yeah.
And so that
So what are you doing here, Josh?
fuck all. I play an
No,
E-
someone
I play an
who's actually
E chord.
played the music. I'm just
Ah.
like, these are some digs I want to say at the expense of people I don't know. I'm like, do you have any music you can put to this? That's basically how the band works.
I think so. This Manly song is the most Narmate thing. It's more Narmate than the original Joey song. So the Joey song kind of kickstarted us and made us think that this was an idea that could actually work.
Yeah.
But bring Sam and bring some other people into it to contribute. That's when Narmate actually happened.
You know the guitar on Ballad of Joey Johns? There was like that dude soloing and it was like, it sounds really pretty. Yeah, there's none of that anymore.
Yeah, yeah. So-
He's a guest performer.
That's a friend of mine who was a guest, but not a member of Narmate.
yeah, okay. Right.
So,
So we're
none
way
of us
more
are-
And he hasn't been
than that
welcome
shit.
back?
Oh, well, he
What
doesn't
did
like
he
going
do?
outside, does he, old Sean?
No, he doesn't like going outside. we don't talk about that in public.
Is he in the zeitgeist? Absolutely no.
He's just stuck in the zeitgeist. He can't get out of the zeitgeist. He
Yeah.
can't get
Zeitgeist.
outside.
It's hard for
You-
all of us.
Anyway, you've made him, so let's you can you can leave him too. Like no,
We made you.
we
made you, Sean.
we made you, Sean. Sorry, Sean. Sorry, you're.
Please cut this bit. Sorry, Sean.
He's an avid
Yeah.
listener of
Oh,
the
cut
show,
this
actually,
bit
old
out.
Shawnee.
No.
Yeah.
we can take it out.
Avid listener.
We'll
You
take
know
it
the
out.
difference between rugby league and rugby union, John.
Oh,
Oh, he's one of those.
one of those ones. We can
But
take
you have to know the difference. One shit.
yeah.
Watch out. I think these guys.
I
These
don't
guys
care.
like
I
union.
don't care what they think.
Can't you tell from my RM fucking Williams? I got on.
I'm sorry.
My
I
Aaron
don't want to get
Williams and
into a
footy
big
short
old
combination.
league versus union stoush.
Especially when we were discussing us, and that's more important.
This is true.
But it's true. Like, obviously, like so you got this second song coming out, and it's fantastic. But is this like is going to be a bit of a gap before the next song, or do you think, or do you have more in the catalogue?
Yeah, well, I think, like, because we've got the gig coming up in the start of December.
Now,
which is-
that's the start of December at the Lasagowri.
This is true.
Excellent. A wonderful venue.
Yeah,
The very
Prime-
start of December.
Yeah, Prime
Some might say
Rugby
the
League.
1st of December.
Yeah, Prime Rugby League.
Arguably, yeah, the earliest part
Yeah.
of December, yeah.
Some summer songs. So if you come along and listen to some league songs in the start of summer, that'd be great.
First
But,
of December. What time are you guys coming on?
Probably 8, I think.
8
I think
o'clock.
we're
I don't know.
fresh and early.
Something like that.
Let's
yeah.
say 8.
Reverse
or
headlining
7:30.
the gig.
Yeah, reverse headlining.
Do they have a clock in there? I don't think they have a clock.
I think they do.
It's next to the
Okay.
TV that used to play like what's that? Surgeries, embarrassing bodies.
Embarrassing bodies.
There used to always be Lord of the Rings on. Every time I go to the last, Lord of the Rings was on NBN, and it was always in that TV above that weird table next to the stage.
Is there anything more painful nowadays than watching Lord of the Rings on like commercial TV?
Oh,
Just,
it's
like
Oh.
It's
having
5
to-
hours.
Yeah.
5 hours long.
Surely they cut some bits out, though.
Like the good bits.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Yeah, because we really want those ads instead. Yeah,
anything with like a sword drawn, they're like,
Oh, hey, ho, whoa, whoa.
They're like,
Violence.
My mum
Violence.
used to record like movies off the TV and like on VHS, but she'd edit out the parts that were scary and stuff.
My mother
You
did
ever
that
see
as
Princess
well.
Bride, and you like where they like stab the rat in the basin, like Princess Bride. There's a scary rat. I didn't know the rat died until I was like 19.
This
Yeah,
happened to
right.
me as well with like a video, like a video edited thing of The Sound of Music, right? Because
There's Nazis in there.
I never knew those hills were alive. I just had no idea.
I didn't know there was Nazis involved in the movie. I thought she got married to the guy, and then that was it. They lived happily ever after.
What a simple.
He was a Nazi.
Not editing, but my sister used to she would get up and leave The Lion King when the stampede would happen.
Oh, well,
She'd get
that's-
up and
that
leave.
is
And then
heartbreaking.
even
Oh, it's traumatic. I watched it
Even
the
when
other
my
day.
mum wasn't there, my sister would still go, "No, this is the time I get up and leave." I think in Lethal Weapon 3, they drown a guy in cement. She'd always get up and leave. She didn't even know what happened. She
That's
just
the
knew,
best bit.
That scene is my cue to fucking leave the room for 5 minutes.
But like it's like, especially the Lion King, there's so much plot involved in like the Mufasa dies.
Yeah.
So like she comes back and just thinks it's like, and the kids are getting reference, and she's just like,
I think she understood what happened, but she didn't need to experience it like once a week whenever she was watching The Lion King. You know? Because when you're a
watching
kid,
The
you're like,
Lion
"Oh,
King
it's The
once a
Lion King."
week.
Well, you know, you got to alter it with Aladdin.
It's a nice feeling
and
to
Toy
cherry
Story
pick your
and-
trauma, isn't it?
yeah,
It's like,
nice.
I won't do that every week.
Cherry Picking Trauma is a good album name.
Yeah.
cherry picking trauma. Oh,
It sounds like a Smashing Pumpkins like album.
yeah, yeah,
It goes for 12 days, and you're just kind of like, I don't know why I started this, but my
Didn't
wrists are
Cherry
open.
Pick and Trauma? Didn't he sing "Save Tonight"? Is that no? Someone else? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Oh,
cherry
Blues
picking.
singer that just sings about Disney movies.
Yeah.
It's like what we were talking about doing the correspondence of having like funny names of having people do correspondence, and one being that the person's name is Funky Commandina. So I was like, thanks Max, I'm Funky Commandina. Like it just rolls down nicely. Like that is like what was that?
None of the children could be saved. Back to you in the studio, Funky Cold Medina.
Yeah. It's just a brilliant name that didn't exist once before, but you can make it one.
He had a time in his life, didn't he, Tone Lock, where he was in everything, and then he just.
Well, I feel
no
like he was in
longer
Ace
anything.
Ventura.
Yeah.
Well-
Fern Gully.
And he had, shit, he was in Fern
He's a
Gully.
lizard, that blue tongue lizard.
Shit, I
Forgot
didn't
about
think
that movie.
Well,
That movie
Did the wild
moved
thing
me
on
as a
Mama.
child.
he really maxed out that bang, 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 like and rapped over it, like because it seems like all songs that he does. Like I think the two that still survive, they're just over that
Wait,
same.
there's a
got
second
the
Tone
same-
Lock song? There's a second Tone Lock song? What's the other
I think it was the first Tone Loc song, but just
There's
slower.
There's Wild Thing, and then there's
Wild Thing.
Wild Thing,
And then there's Thang Wild,
Funky Cold Medina.
and there's Funky Commandina.
which was actually just him sitting at Jim Carrey with him talking out of his ass to him.
yeah, which is another great.
Ouch.
watch that.
Great
I'd
scene.
watch that.
Great scene. That was actually a movie that my mum used to. Solo mio. Excuse me, do you have a breath mint? That was the second Ace Ventura was one of the movies that my mum edited for our consumption.
I
so
can see that.
she cut out some of the more racy scenes in it, and
Because that blowjob
I really
scene.
feel like I missed out.
Remember the blowjob scene in Ace Ventura and he holds on to the roof and he's
yeah.
Just,
Well, no, that was in Pet
That-
Detective.
that's
We
Pet
weren't allowed Pet Detective.
Yeah.
Ace
When
Ventura-
he gets it on with Courtney Cox.
In When
the first
Nature
one.
Calls, there's a scene where he's clearly, I won't say the word, but he's masturbating.
yeah.
Ah, yeah.
And
Pulls
Mum
the
cut that
lever.
out because, with the old VCR, you just hit stop and then hit re-record.
She's
And
Canadian,
She
you
cut
see.
that out.
Fair enough.
And it was about 10 to 15 years before I realised what, that scene existed.
It's just yeah.
It was
whereas
amazing.
whereas I was watching that scene and still didn't get it. It still took about 10 to 15 years to go, oh, right.
Oh, he's
The greatest example of that was in Dumb and Dumber. I watched Dumb and Dumber for the first time when I was about 13, watched it 3 or 4 times a year to date. And it took me about 15 years to realise that there is a very, very thinly veiled rape joke in there.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he goes, it's when he's at the ski lodge and he's telling the story. He says, so he says, do you love me? And she says, no, but that's a real nice ski mask. 'Cause he's wearing the ski mask because he's a sexual criminal,
Predator.
a
Right.
sexual predator.
Yeah.
Yeah. But isn't that amazing? You watch
Yeah.
these films
Oh,
as a
there's
kid
tons
and
of it.
bits
Like,
are edited out and
Remember basketball with like the Jenna McCarthy's like laying the carpet or whatever when the
Yeah.
guy's just like, I got some carpet to lay my carpet or whatever.
And
And
she's
he goes,
act-
yeah.
she's
I
actually-
remember like watching that with my mate in like year 2 or 3.
like,
and
she
the mum
doesn't
walked
look like
in and
she-
just like, no, and like shut it off. And it was only like 10 years later, like she literally just laid carpet.
well, that's it. You just say, yeah, Mum, I agree. She doesn't look like she's completed her trade.
Well, it's the problem that you have that you watch movies and they could be the most innocent movies ever. Like, guys talking to a guy in a bar and they're smoking a cigarette. You're like, oh, yeah, okay. this is a good movie that I'm going to watch. And it's like, and then a sex scene comes on, and it's like, and then it's like cue a parent to walk through the door. It's like, and then that's like they only get the glimpse of like that bit. And
Yeah.
they're like, "Why are you watching this filth?" And it's like, no, it's I swear there's a plot.
Filth.
There's a plot to it that's not involving like some sort of like.
Which just sounds like such a defense from a 13-year-old. I swear there's a plot.
I was watching, I think it was like Taking Lives. I think it was the movie. It was like late at night, just came on TV one night, and it was like Angelina Jolie and Ethan Hawke, and you know
Sounds
all
like a
those
ma-
like late 90s, early 2000 movies.
Very late
Angelina
90s.
Jolie had a kid off, and she was getting slammed by somebody.
But it
And
shouldn't
me
be
and my
Ethan
dad
Hawke.
are watching it, and then I'm just like, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, I don't. It's
My
like-
dad's watching it, and then about 30 seconds goes past this sex scene, and my dad just goes, "You're hitting the fucking back." And I'm just like, I think we're done.
You realize at that point you're like I'm becoming more like my father every day. Like,
ladies and
thinking, I was just thinking that. He's hitting the back.
Yeah, but we're-
So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for our episode next week. We will have Sam's dad on as a guest.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a great chat.
It's called Back or Not. But we just review sex scenes together. And
But so we got the just kind of excited because we are running out of time because everyone's time is very precious. But
Mine's
Not mine.
no,
no, we could be here all night.
It's true. Let's keep going.
let's do it. We're doing a 24-hour podcast. But
schedules.
This actually doesn't turn off this microphone.
yeah, but you're doing a so gig at the last on the 1st of December, 8 o'clock. It'd be very good to come along. I
The
know.
first day of Crimbo.
Yes, Crimbus. Crimnitz.
What Liam
Remnants.
said, yes.
Well, it's going to be a very exciting time. I'll just be there. Liam will also probably be there. But it's but also you got another. You got sorry, falling on my own words. Falling on my own words.
We got a button for this.
yeah, it's,
Ay, caramba!
Sorry, there we go.
but it's
He has his little episodes
There
every
we go.
week.
yeah, it's little
I like
moments.
Karumba.
We just power through.
Moments of, but also like we got so you at least don't play for Manly.
At least you don't play for Manly.
It's out. And
Ah.
it's out. It's amazing. Like we'll have a link to this on the page. So please give it a
Oh,
give it a
thank you very
watch.
much. Thank you.
That's all right. We can do that with the technology we have.
Isn't it
It's
amazing?
amazing.
Mm.
But
I wouldn't believe it if you
No,
told me such
no.
technology exists.
10
that
years
we
ago,
have.
you wouldn't think of it.
Oh,
It's a fantastic watch and it's lovely for everyone that lives in Newcastle. But I can't thank you enough, boys. The Narmate boys for joining us for the very first guest appearance on Narmate.
Cheers, fellas.
On Mondays, and I've run out of beer also.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
But yeah,
guys.
thank you very much. It's
We've
been
had fun.
It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm sure we'll have you on again because it's been so much fun. Liam, again, whatever I say to you usually, check us on iTunes.
I love you too, Nagy.
all right, mate, don't
I love you too.
Facebook,
Thank
iTunes,
you, Josh.
No worries.
SoundCloud.
Nagy, you're out.
All easily replaceable.
I've got my cap on backwards too,
Yeah.
so it's fine.
Oh, it's the yeah.
It's
Sorry,
it's
I'm
easy.
not wearing a hat, guys. It's
Yeah.
like I've got some sort of illness.
You wanna put this on your head?
I don't want to wear the wallet, mate.
Wear the wallet. Thank you so much, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure.
I feel like Team America, like dancing in the like.